Hello. I'm out here. I'm out here in the garage, trying to just get a few quick things done here in the morning before the day gets going. Today is garbage day, so trying to make sure the cans are as loaded as possible because there's a little bit of garbage in here I've been trying to get out for a little while, and it's nice to keep the cans full, if you know what I mean. I don't know what that means, but yeah, I don't know. I got this piece of wood. I don't know. I don't really know what it's for. Had a dude out over the weekend to work on some house stuff. Finally fixing kind of the last of the water damage, but it's not quite done. He's got to come out, and he's so booked up that he'll be out in like another month to put in the rest of the baseboard and stuff. But in his work, he brought this piece of wood into my life, and it's here now. And it's here now. So I'm going to set it over here by this door that doesn't open. Along with the new underdoor seal for this door that doesn't open, with the goal being, what if this door were to open again? That'd be nice. Because then I'd have a little side door out here to where the garbage cans are. Boy, that would be just incredible. I'm also testing out an audio, like a noise gate on this microphone, because this audio setup out here is terrible. And I've recorded a couple of things out here when I got to record at night. And this microphone is not as cool as the other microphone. So, I don't know. This microphone's fine. A lot of people use them. I don't much care for it. It's okay. I don't know. I don't like the software, the cut that Elgato makes for the Wave 3. I think it's a abysmal piece of technology. But everyone gets used to something, right? So I don't know. I'm just used to, the Go XLR stuff, and yeah, it's looking like it's coming in a bit hot. It is looking a little noisy, and I don't have the gate adjusted super well, so I think there's some construction or something happening across the street. Maybe you'll hear a little bit of that coming through, but that's fine. I'm going to be moving around the garage, and so I kind of want it loud because I'll be yelling from somewhere, but yeah, so first things first, I'm going to go, you probably won't see me for a little bit, so I'm going to go back here into the light, which is where there's a box of garbage, and I'm going to see what I can fit in the dumpster, in the garbage, the recycle bin. Just got to rip these boxes up, None of this is going to fit. Yeah, this sucks. I don't know. This sucks. This is a bad situation. I'm just gonna have to get a dumpster. And probably get a. I am probably gonna have to get a storage shed temporarily to move some stuff into there, just so I have room to move in here. While I get a shed built in the backyard. So it's. Yeah, frustrating. I have half a mind to just load some of this stuff up, and like there's stuff here that's not games that I'm down to get rid of. I should probably just like drive over to the Goodwill and be like, here you go. But yeah, it's going to be a pain in the ass to get a shed. Do I have to get permits? Probably. I'll probably have to get a permit. And have a contractor do it and stuff. Like, so I'm looking for a substantial shed, not, you know, they you can go get like a pre-built tough shed or, you know, whatever. And I think you can just drop those in a lot more easily, but, yeah, those are probably not big enough. And I need something, you know, this is going to be something that's going to have, you know, games and consoles and stuff in it. So it's got to be a pretty good shed that's not going to leak and all that other stuff. So it'll be close enough to the neighbors that, like, you know, probably want to get a permit and make sure. If I have an HOA, yeah, I do not have an HOA. That was one of the things when we were looking to move. And I was just like, I'm not fucking moving somewhere with a fucking HOA. It's bad enough that the city can tell me what I can and can't do. I'm not going to have a bunch of fucking dipshits nearby. I'll be like, you can't paint your house that color. Get fucked. Get fucked with that shit. Well, look, man, now I don't know what to do, because like, yeah, so the garbage cans are full, so that's that. There's really not much else I can do here in terms of flattening out cardboard and putting it in the bins because it's, there's no place for that shit to go right now. I can at least clean up this immediate area because the remnants of the new printer I had to buy are here. Okay. Well, can I call 1-800-GOT-JUNK? I have called 1-800-GOT-JUNK or like a junk hauling service. Maybe not that one. and they're super expensive. They charge by size, and so it'll be like, oh, this is a quarter of a load, this is a half a load, whatever. And I had to get rid of a couch and a few other things, and we had to just do it fast. So we just called them, had to come get it. I don't think I realized how fucked it would be on the hauling fees and whatever, but it was terrible, man. I mean, they came and got it. Like, they were super nice, right? They got rid of it. They did as advertised, but like the price on it was just like, God dang. There's a dump nearby, but I don't have a vehicle that is like particularly dump friendly without having to make a zillion loads. And I think they might charge by the load. So the idea is you would go get a big, or go get a pickup truck, go rent a truck or something. And just try to do one load. But at that point, it's actually not too bad. The price that the garbage company will charge you to bring a dumpster out is actually quite reasonable. And so when I get to a point where it's like, I know I'm going to have the time to, can't I call this the Salvation Army? I don't think the Salvation Army is going to want a bunch of crunched up cardboard and broken stuff. But yeah. It's empty boxes, it's broken bassinets, it's stuff that you're just like, this is not donatable stuff. Like, that's kind of the first layer. The rest of it, like, yeah, of course, like, the rest of it is like stuff I have to then sift through to figure out what I'm keeping and what I'm getting rid of. But yeah, the kind of the first step is I've got to throw away more stuff. And then we threw away a ton of stuff after I moved in. Because we got a dumpster. We moved in July, and then my son was born in September. And I think in like August or something like that, we had the garbage company bring a big dumpster, and I threw so much shit in it. And that was great. It was awesome. But like, I didn't have enough time to use it because my wife was mega pregnant. And so it was just like, between that and work, God, that in August, especially, what a fucking cursed time that was. And everything else, like, if I'd had a little bit more time, I probably could have gotten more into that dumpster. And there's other stuff that, like, so there's like annoying stuff. Like, there's a broken set of blinds over here that came from the master bedroom that we yanked out because they were broken. And they're too long and big to fit in any vehicle that I own. And so, until I can get a dumpster, they won't fit in the garbage can. They're really long. So yeah, it's stuff like that. Got any friends nearby with a truck? No, I don't really know anybody around here. The people I do know around here do not have trucks. And and scheduling and timing is obviously like really hard. Yeah, so now I got to figure out, what can I actually reasonably get done out here. I was only gonna be out here for like half hour anyway, but I think let's try plugging this in and see if this works. I got this power strip here. It needs to be moved off of this surface, and maybe we can move it down here. Oh, that's not gonna work. That cable's not long enough. What the heck? This is a bad setup. This is a temporary setup, but it's a very bad setup. What I've got going on right here with this computer I'm sitting in front of, or standing in front of, is on top of a dresser. Well, the computer's not, but the keyboard and the monitor is, and then I got this power strip that is now just dangling. What is that going? Oh, that's the printer? Surely there's more slack on this cable. Well, that's a little bit better. Okay. This will either look like nothing or it'll look real dumb. Oh, that's going to look like nothing. Okay. Load up the app I need to use to control this light. Ooh, a firmware update is available. Well, I've got to update the firmware on my light. Do not turn off your Razer streaming device during the process. Yeah, my Razer streaming device. Okay, this is, well, wait, I need to make sure. All right, firmware update, 40% done. This is going good. Halfway there. Oh, at 50%, it turned back on. Firmware installed. Now I can put that down there for some sexy uplighting. That's not working at all. That's not really working well either. To have a time frame in mind for when I have to have the garage cleaned out, it's probably in the fall. 5-6 months, something like that. Because there's other stuff, like when the guy came out and he was working on stuff, I was like, hey, let's talk about the garage too. And yeah, like the garage is already drywalled in. And so it's possible that there's actually storage up above here because it's an arched roof, but there's a, drywall or some kind of roof in there. So I don't know if there's stable storage space up there or not. That might be nice, but we can kind of build a fake little attic kind of thing probably. And then we have to cut holes for a mini split. Is it insulated? That's a great question. Probably would put some attic insulation up there if it didn't have any. And because it does get pretty warm in here in the summer. But yeah, we'll probably put some kind of separate heating cooling unit. We'll, punch a hole in the wall over here and do something like that. So yeah, I don't know. All I know is it's a mother effing mess out here. And yeah, it's Southern California, so it's safe to assume that nothing is insulated, right? Even the inside of the house it's not bad, but it's a big open 2-story. So like the living room, the front room, which we don't really use, has it is 2 stories tall. Like there's nothing above it. And so you just have these areas that are just large and very drafty, and all the windows need replacing. Like every window leaks just a little bit. And so, we probably need to do windows and then think about insulation. And so it's this thing dawned on me like relatively recently, after like a year, 2 years living here. I was like, you know what? This is a big drafty fucking house. And we got to kind of knock it out one by one and we'll eventually do windows and Yeah, it's an increasingly long list. I think that's everything, right? When it comes to like, what do you want to do to your house? Like, I want to get solar power put on the roof. We just had to get a ton of roof tiles replaced because the wind was real bad, and a bunch of roof tiles flew off the fucking roof, and that was bad. It was like in the middle of raining and everything, and so it was like, okay, with these tiles gone, do we now have a leak? And I was like, no, the paper or whatever up there is still fine. But it's just kind of like, it is just kind of one thing after another. And you start to see why the previous occupants wanted to get out. Not that it's like super bad or anything like that. It's just, you see it and you go like, no, I get why. I get why a couple with no kids would, maybe like, this is a big ass, drafty ass house that was like on the verge of needing a bunch of maintenance that they didn't really keep up on. Not that it was, obviously it passed inspections and stuff, but it's like, yeah. You look at it and go like, okay, it just barely passed some of these inspections. So yeah, energy saving windows, tax credit. Yeah. So, there's still some kind of tax credit for solar power. There's some kind of tax credit for windows. And so, every little bit helps on that front. But I just haven't had a ton of time to think about it. I'm still waiting for, word that my taxes are done, which today is the day for that. Turns out when I was starting a corporation a few months ago, the paperwork didn't get filed properly, and so I had to refill out a bunch of paperwork before they could file any taxes. So I did that over the weekend. And now that should be done, and then the government is going to take a whole bunch of money from me, and I hope they use it well. I hope what are they going to spend it on? Cool stuff. What's the cool stuff the government is into these days? Hopefully they spend it on that. Yeah, guns and heroin, and yeah, all right, yeah, great. So yeah, Roblox. It'll all go into, some senator is going to spend it all on Roblox, and that's honestly, that's fine compared to some of the other things the government could spend its money on. Roblox. Roblox is probably better than, a lot of the other stuff that they're doing. Yeah, so it's a lot of work, kind of all lined up one after another. Yes, I should just send all my money to Clarence Thomas. I heard he lost money on that real estate deal. What a bummer, man. I feel you really got to feel for him. Absolutely. So, but yeah, so the forms I filled out over the weekend were supposedly the last forms that I needed to file before before my taxes and stuff could be filed. I have an accountant now. I had one for a little while. My taxes got complicated around like 2011, 2012. Just because of the way that stuff was structured. It was all this very strange thing. And so I had to have an accountant to do taxes. And then, after that was all done and I was just a, employee somewhere, then it was like, okay, now I can do my own taxes or I can check the boxes on this form and it'll be fine. But now that especially last year, because I spent half a year employed somewhere and then half a year self-employed / setting up a corporation, whatever it is. And so that I don't know how any of that works. So yeah. So I had to go to someone and talk to them, and they're like, "How do you make your money? What do you?" Okay, so let me get this straight. Like, all right, let me walk you through what Patreon is. You go to patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann, and then you get access to an ad-free version of the podcast. At additional tiers, You can get early access to the Jeff Gerstmann Hall of Fame. You can also get access to the hottest podcast in the land, Game Boys to Men. You get access to the Discord. You can join the advisory panel. There's a lot, and basically walk them through how all of that stuff works. So yeah, it's that stuff was fun. Was kind of walking them through like, okay, here's how this stuff works. Here's how podcast advertising works. I talk about erections, and then the checks show up here. Yeah, so I'm at a loss, honestly, about what I could realistically get done out here right now, which is very frustrating. Okay, well, shit. There's a copy of Mario Party 10 in here. Disgusting. Bunch of Japanese N64 games. Japanese copy of Blast Dozer. Banjo-Kazooie. 1080. 1080 007, video games. Hey, it's a copy of Star Trek The Next Generation for the SNES. Cool. This is in a weird box, so I should look and see if I added it to the collection. But it probably is in there. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. But that's not the box for SNES games. The box for SNES games is over there. That's, well, whatever. We'll put this back where I found it before it causes even more trouble. Okay, this is DS games. All the hottest DS games like Pokemon Troze, Feel the Magic, XYXX, Rhythm Heaven, a sealed copy of Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land that I bought in London. A sealed copy of Pokemon Black version 2 that has embargo details written on it. Oh, it's a double pack. So sealed copies of Pokemon Black version and White version 2, and then attached to the front of it, review coverage for Pokemon Black version 2, Pokemon White version 2, or Pokemon Dream Radar may not appear until October 1st. Do not post more than 5 minutes of total video footage from either game prior to their launch on October 7th. Do not post individual videos longer than 30 seconds each. Yeah, let's put up a 30-second video of a game. That's what it was. That's what it used to be. That's what it used to be. Here's a 30-second gameplay clip. I couldn't tell you the last time. I mean, I guess that it's just, yeah, like you could do all your video game coverage on TikTok now, I guess, you know, if those were still the restrictions. Copy of Meteos. Cool. Meteos is a great game. I wish I had time to play Meteos all over again. What can I fit in this gap right here? I think these boxes will fit. Okay. Here we got a Commodore 64 with a sunken space bar, looks like. It's a little crooked. We've also got my Commodore 128, which is a quality product. This still works as far as I know. I hooked this up probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and it still worked. Got my fast load cartridge in it, so it defaults to C64 mode. Ready to fucking rip. But I love the look of the original C64. The space bar is troubling. But also this, I don't know where this, I never owned a C64. I just went straight to the 128. And so I don't know where this one came from. I encountered a couple of C64s over the years. And so this must just be one that I came across. And, you know, it's just sometimes you just come up on a C64. You're like, word. And so I don't know. This smells a little bit like cigarette smoke. This smells like the house of a smoker. Yuck. And that's rubbed off a little bit on this 128. Actually, now that I think about it, where this 128 lived for a long time, yeah, my dad smoked a lot. So maybe it's just picking up some of the old house smell. Oh, How did I have this in here so that it wouldn't get broken or further destroyed? That's the real question. That'll work. A couple of floppy drives in there. This is something I should probably throw away. I mean, it doesn't, I mean, I could replace the batteries on it also, but, you know, I don't really need a megaphone. But it'd be fun to have one. And it was fun to have one. I used this, when we were playing shows, I remember using this, like, standing back from the microphone and yelling into it. Ha ha. No, this thing doesn't work at all. But where does it open? Where do the batteries live? There's no immediately obvious chamber. Oh, here's a... I bet whatever's in here, these batteries are probably leaking like crazy. My kids would love it. Yeah, no, that's the last thing I need is a way for my daughter to be even louder. She doesn't need the megaphone. We bought it. She has a little microphone. She has a little microphone with a speaker on it that it's a Bluetooth device, and so you can hook it up to your phone, and the idea would be you would play Disney songs on the phone. It would play out the speaker on the microphone, and then also her voice is mixed in with it. And then there's another one that we got that is the same basic concept, except the music is built right into it. And so you just push the button and Let It Go plays, and then you can sing Let It Go, as opposed to having to hook up your phone and do all this other stuff. It's a much more effective... You know what? We got to let go of things. This, as much as this would be fun to have, I don't. This thing needs to go. So really what I'm doing is I'm just moving boxes from this side of the garage to this side of the garage, which is nice because there's boxes here I need to be able to get to, because I know some of these boxes have not been looked at, and so they're full of garbage. And so it'll, by just having readier access to some of the boxes over here, it'll be easier to sift through some of this shit. Some kind of fancy light, also no batteries. Charging, oh. Ugh. This is a weird box. It's just full of random discs and shit. And also my twin Famicom is in here. Oh, here we go. Here's the good stuff. This is what you've been waiting for. There's a PS4 copy of Far Cry 4 sent out for review. A copy of Remember Me from Capcom. Remember that? You don't? I don't. Got an Xbox recovery disc, which would be for debugs. Got XDK 20764.6. I've got an Xbox 360 debug around here somewhere. Here's a May 5th, 2010 build of Alpha Protocol for the Xbox 360. Could I use the recovery disk to get the Blades dashboard? No, well, the recovery disks only run on debugs, and so potentially I think it does come with a dashboard in there, but I don't know. Those are probably newer. Those XDKs are probably newer. Here's a copy of Street Fighter 4. And a copy of Super Street Fighter 400. Here's your disc of Blood Bowl for Xbox 360. This is the final build, so you should be able to play it on a retail 360. John will be sending you a quick start guide and manual ASAP. Okay. So yeah, these green discs are, games that these discs are not stamped and pressed, but these will load in a retail Xbox. This one will not. This is Tron Evolution for Xbox 360 debug unit only, embargoed until 11/26/2010. So that's cool. Green, yeah, they called them green discs. I don't know. I don't know why they called them green discs, but they called them green discs. Could I put that in the Series X? Probably not. I mean, if Blood Bowl runs on a Series X, then yeah. I mean, it should be identical to the retail copy of the game. It's just like not stamped and manufactured and stuff. It's just like their last run of tests or whatever. They're like, here's a mastered, properly manufactured. It's not just some burnable CDR or DVDR or whatever. It went through some line somewhere and got stamped. But I think it's like something they use as like their final round of testing. And sometimes you would get review copies like that as well. But there's more of this stuff in there. I think I've been through this stuff in the past, but you know. DMC Devil May Cry. Darkstalkers Resurrection preview build. Did that even come out on disc? That was an XBLA game, wasn't it? XDK 9328.9 for Xbox 360. That's an even earlier one. Resident Evil Revelations HD online review PS3. Soul Calibur 2 HD online data disc. Please install by selecting install package files from the XMB. Oh, right. Yeah, so that's a debug PS3 disc. And then really, truly, the greatest piece in this box is this DTS disc. This would appear to be for the trailer for Forrest Gump. Non-operational in standard CD player. So I guess, you would have the film would be, you would put the film in and put the trailer on or whatever, and then the disc would have the audio on it. So it was like the the digital audio, the DTS audio that a movie theater would play, came off of a disc like this, and it's in its own caddy and everything. It was like duct taped to a film can, if I remember correctly. So I stole that shit. But, you know, yeah, for digital projectors in theaters is what that would be used for. I don't know what you could even do with this. I assume it's completely useless. I mean, I suppose dump an ISO of the disc, but who knows? It's not something you can just put into a CD player. It says right here, non-operational in standard CD player. So I don't know what you could even do with it. Saints Row, the third Xbox 360 best data disc ever. That's very funny. They have, when they sent out Saints Row the third, someone decided to write best data disc ever on it, which is pretty good. Okay. So that's cool. That box is a little too long. I don't know. It'll go. This is getting precarious. Oh, that's my wife's stuff. I was like, what even is this? Like, it's a box full of my wife's stuff. It smells much nicer than the inside of my boxes. Okay. This is kind of cool. That's kind of nice. Little Boktai beach towel. There's an iPad in here. Oh, this is the this is the iPad I used to stream from the car a lot with. The screen cracked on it. Cracked screen iPad. That's a heavy one, so it's Books. Books. I don't have a bookcase. I need a bookcase. Because I need to be able to get to these books at a moment's notice. You never know where you're going to need to read Marmaduke Sounds Off. So this one's funny because Marmaduke is dirty and he's trying to get in, but the mom or, whatever, she's trying to keep him out. No words needed for that one. Everyone knows Marmaduke is a dog. Everyone except Marmaduke. Sure, Marmaduke wants his creature comforts, but air conditioning, late night talk shows, and mocha chip ice cream, between his midnight garbage can raids and his early morning rosebed runs, the neighborhood is going to the dogs. But no one really minds the misadventures of lovable Marmaduke. Because no matter how often he lounges on the living room couch, steals the covers, or wolfs down the last cookie, Marmaduke is still one great guy. Great Dane. That one is heavy, and this is a weird angle that I'm trying to pull it from. Okay. There's a copy of Shogo in here. Quake 3 Team Arena. Boxed copy of Manhunt for the PC. Oh, here we go. City Heroes. Let's get going. Star Trek Borg, the interactive movie. Hot Wheels Stunt Track Driver, Tropico 4. Bulletstorm Limited Edition Games for Windows Live. Beavis and Butthead Bunghole in One. Are these in my collection? Yes. Yes, they are. Good. Limited edition StarCraft 2. I feel like nothing is more worthless than discs for old PC games. You know, especially ones that had CD keys and, once you use the CD key, it's going to hit a server and not let you register it again or what, like there's just nothing like, I'm sure any game that you would want to play that you wouldn't want to, big box games are worth money now. Yeah, I'm sure there's some collectible something to them, but just past a certain point, it was just like, what am I even going to do with this disc? It would be easier to just download a copy than it would be to seek out and find a bootleg copy of the game. Would probably take less time than it would to... than it would to, make that stuff to get the discs and make them work and whatever else. Right. So I don't know. Sealed copy of Manhunt on PC though. That's kind of funny. People taking up shelf space for 20 years in hopes of making $30 someday is funny as hell. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was never my view on it. It was never like, I've got to hang on to this because it'll be worth something. Like there are a few things that in some cases definitely are, right? But it was always just like, these are video games. I like those. I should keep all of them. And so that's just kind of how it went. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like that. Yeah. Like that, for example. Not a bad little find in the garage. Not a bad little garage find. This sealed Bonk 3 actually not too shabby either. Little sealed cannon spike. I don't remember what that's worth. Sealed solid gold premium Persona 4. Golden. Sealed copy of Worms Armageddon for the N64, which apparently is worth something. This is the first run Gold Cart Ocarina. Sealed. A sealed copy of Yoshi's Cookie for the NES? How does that even happen? I don't even know. That bin is worth 5 digits. This alone is 5 digits. So, yes. Yes, it is. And then what else? We've got sealed copies of Tony Hawk 1 and 2 for the N64. And then a sealed copy of Dr. Mario 64? I don't know. Just kind of happened. I actually have a safe inside I'm going to move these into. House came with a safe. Didn't open it for the first year I lived here. The previous owners were like, here's all the stuff in the house, including the the combination to the safe and whatever else. And I tried it and couldn't get it open. And then finally got it open. And as I'm doing it, I'm like, what if there's something in here, man? Oh, dude, what if, it's like, and of course there's like 2 slips of paper that I think had nothing on them. It was just like some full on absolute nothing. But, it's like, it's mounted into the ground and, it's all or mounted into the floor. And it's, I don't know, it's kind of cool. But yeah, it would be big enough to hold that stuff, and it'd be very, very hard to get it out. So probably put that in there. What else? I don't know. Not much else. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to clear some space through here so I can get to some more of these boxes back here. because that's got stuff in it I could probably toss out. Most of this bassinet is probably garbage at this point. Probably don't need a bassinet, especially not one as rickety as that one. That would not be safe. You would not put a new baby into that. It would not be it would not be safe. Yeah, Yoshi's Cookie Seal's worth $170. Hell yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like the Neo Geo stuff, I think is the stuff that's worth most. Like the Neo Geo carts and everything. But yeah. I don't have much else to do out here. I was really hoping I could just get some garbage into the actual garbage cans, but they're full already. Today's garbage day, and I don't want to fill it like I could do that tomorrow when the cans are empty, but then we won't have any room for garbage and recycling and everything else. I don't know if you realize when you got kids, there's a lot of garbage. A lot of food garbage, a lot of stuff that just kind of appears out of nowhere. You're like, how did this happen? These bins get full every single week to the brim. Sneaking in my neighbor's trash. Yeah, I don't think I haven't thought about it. But yeah, there's one more bin down here. Okay. Yeah, an empty swimming pool. You just put a board over the top of it, and then you could put all this stuff in there. That'd be super good. Except for the part where it's like below sea level, and it just would fill with water, and then all the stuff would be ruined. But yeah. This is a phone sent out by Gameloft, according to this. Let's look and see what... So yeah, back in the pre-smartphone days, if you wanted to review phone games, which we did for a very brief window of time, they would send you phones. Hope this finds you well. Enclosed as an LG 6000 handset preloaded with our newest game, Midnight Poker. All assets have been sent to, and then there's a name here, and it's a name of someone who worked in sales, which is weird. The game is available on Singular, T-Mobile, Sprint, Nextel, Boost, and Verizon. Great. The fun thing about getting some of these phones, is that sometimes they would just work. They would have SIM cards in them. They would just be like functional fucking phones. And so for a while, it was like companies were just sending me burners that were fully activated and had phone numbers, and you know, I could just like make calls from them. And cell phone stuff, you know, like per minutes and whatever else, like, was kind of pricey. And so I was just like, well, I'm just gonna fucking use this phone, and just make a bunch of dumb phone calls on someone else's phone. Like some of these phones worked for like years too. Like they didn't ask for the phones back, and the phones just fucking worked. It was like bizarre. And so that was like, so I think when the N-Gage came out, I think I took like cards out of some phones like this and put them into an N-Gage to have a functional N-Gage for some chunk of time. Yeah, it was just super weird. Super weird, just having like 5 different phones that I could use at any time. It was like I should probably get into dealing drugs. I don't know. This doesn't have the main piece attached to it, but this is a PSP debug unit. It comes with a PSP that connects to this connector right here, and then you would play it on that. So it's got a slot here for UMDs. And then if your game is not on UMD yet, it has a CD drive also. And it's got an antenna on it for, for Wi-Fi or whatever. Yeah, kind of awesome. Apparently this one at one point belonged to Namco. if the property of Namco sticker is to be believed. This is also the box where all my Lynx games are, and all my other Neo Geo Pocket games. And my Gamecom. So this is a Neo Geo Pocket Color. Here we have a Neo Geo Pocket Flash cart. And we have a device called the Pocket Linker, which would dump carts and would also write games to the Flash cart. But you need a parallel port. It hooks up to your printer port, which no one has anymore. So I believe this is a Bung device, if you're familiar with Bung. If you're familiar with Bung. They also made the Game Boy, like it was the exact same shaped device, but it took Game Boy carts, and they sold Game Boy Flash carts and stuff as well. There, now I've got a little walk-in room right here, which is really one of the things I wanted to accomplish. And I have a route to get to some of these other boxes, which is good as well. So yeah. Yeah, USB to parallel adapters. I don't know if that would I don't know if that would work. It might. I don't even know. You have to find the software for the Flash linker and everything too, which I'm sure is out there somewhere, but there are other ways to do all that now, so maybe not that useful. Well, I mean, I don't know if I have anything else that will write to that Flash cart. So maybe that would be interesting, but I don't know. I think I'm going to get going. Get back inside and try and clean up in there, because the guy was coming in to do work on the house. I had to rip a bunch of stuff out of that room and put it all back in. And so it's just like everything's in a shambles. And so I'm trying to make room everywhere I can, and then figure out like when's going to be the best time for me to get a dumpster, when's going to be the right time for me to rent a truck and do dump runs, or whatever it ends up being. And then probably also hopefully temporarily, because I do not want to get an offsite storage garage, locker, or whatever somewhere out here fucking storage warsing it up. Get my fucking yup hat and go out there and try and bid on my own games or whatever. Oh yeah, that's sealed magical chase. That's $20 bill all day long. It's $20 bill right there. I would want Barry to win my locker. What if I got offsite storage, put all the stuff I don't really want in it, and then just didn't pay for it? Yeah, just fill it full of garbage and then laugh. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. But yeah, the ideal scenario would be I would go do that, and then once this shed is built, move it all in there and get it back out, and not have to have a freaking storage locker. But I think that they're probably, just realistically, to be able to move around in this room, I'm probably going to have to have a temporary storage locker just to, move things into there so that I can move around in here, really sort through things, get rid of things, and then move all that stuff back in when there's room for it. That's probably how it'll have to go. But yeah, frustrating. It's all frustrating. Having stuff is frustrating. Fuck having stuff. Burn it all down. Insure the house, set fire to the house. Question marks. Profit. Will the arcade machine stay in the garage? Yeah, absolutely. That's part of what so I'm not really sure how it will be organized, but I do want to have my whole studio operation and stuff out here in the fall. So kind of, ideally like a better desk, like a better, longer camera shot from further away. Maybe room to do some VR stuff, perhaps, depending on how it all goes. I don't know. What kind of power situation we got in the garage? It's pretty flexible. There's a sub panel over here that I can tap into. So when I put the mini split in, I'll probably have to wire that into that. Yeah, I don't know. Power situation seems okay. And then, yeah, whether these arcade machines are the back of the set, are they the kind of am I sitting in front of them, or, like probably that's an option. And then I probably would have a green screen that I could pull up also, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, the idea is to kind of, get a good normal camera shot out here. And have just more room, to move, more room to make noise, whatever else. And yeah, originally I was thinking the shed I would build would be the new studio, but like that, when I think about how much room I have to work with, where I would put it, like the available space I have in my side yards probably isn't the right, width. It would be a very long and narrow room, which would not, when I think about the types of shots I want to shoot and everything, like that doesn't seem like it would be great. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's like 9 incredibly large projects that have to happen in a highly specific order. And it's difficult to even get started on it. So yeah, it's been, yeah, I don't know. The garage has been pretty frustrating. Would I seal the garage door, keep it? I'll keep it. Probably, seal up the bottom as best I can, again, because, you want to be able to have air conditioning in here and have it be effective. And, you know, if the bottom of the door is leaky or the sides or something, that might be less than optimal. But yeah. But yeah, I don't know. And the other thing is, like, there's just going to be stuff I'm going to probably get rid of. Does it get too humid here? No. No, it is bone fucking dry down here, man. It is. I mean, it rains here and there, but god damn, it is just chapped lip city, just itchy eye, dried out, just compared to where I don't especially like that. But you know, I don't know, I'm used to it now. It's not that big a deal, but yeah, it's fucking extremely desert adjacent here at times. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It's just, you know, the other thing I have to figure out is what do I do with the games I'm getting rid of? And so, some of them I could easily just go to a local store and, you know, say like, hey, these Xbox 360 games are right up your alley, and they're not going to give me much for them because it's like no one wants a copy of every copy of Madden for PS3 and 360. But at least I'll be rid of a lot of that stuff, and then probably get rid of a lot of the older cartridge-based stuff because I just don't need it. You know, there are a billion other ways to play those games and flashcards and whatever else, and so, you know, I'll keep the handful of games that are sentimental to me, and then ditch most of the rest. But yeah, I don't know. It's just getting started on it. What will become of the links? Well, we keep all the links stuff. I mean, don't be stupid. The links is I have a links 1 and a links 2, and that doesn't even take up all that much space. So, you know, it'd be very easy to keep all of the links stuff. But then, like, the 3 boxes over here that have Skylanders and Disney Infinity figures and stuff, is that something I should... What do I even do with that stuff? Is any of that worth anything yet? Because a bunch of it's still sealed. But I don't think that has got any collector's value or whatever. Yeah, I could always stream some Skylanders. Yeah, I mean, I think I have all the portals. Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot. There's, you know, and there's stuff I'm looking forward to. Like, there's Dreamcasts in here I've never used. It would be fun to get modded, and there's a couple. They're just over this hump right here. Well, you can sort of see those are 2 original Xboxes there that I bet the capacitors, the clock cap or whatever, is probably leaking all over the boards already. So I need to cut those off and probably, I don't know, find my Saturn, get it modded. Why not? And yeah, then also, like, yeah, my kids are going to get old enough that maybe they would want to play with those Skylanders and stuff someday. That might be neat. But they might just go like, this is garbage, like everything else. I don't know, like the Happy Meal toys for the Mario movie were as good as, if not better than, Skylanders for just like playing around with. How many dev kits do I have? Over here is a box that I think has like 6 or 7 original Xbox dev kits. I've got a PS2, debug unit. I've got that's just a modded PS2. There's nothing like all that cool about it. I think I have a GameCube, which again, just, like not that useful in this day and age. I've got that PSP dev kit. I've got it's not even, I mean, these aren't even really dev kits. They're just, QA stations, debug stations, whatever you want to call them. It's not like they're full SDKs, full dev kits or anything like that. There's a 360 in here somewhere that I think still works. It'll probably red ring someday. And I've got a PS3 debug. I have a PS4 debug in here somewhere. But that doesn't do much because they get activated online, and like every 90 days you need to reactivate it. So like a debug PS4 probably doesn't. I mean, maybe there's ways around it that I just don't know about or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Are there soft mods for 360? I don't think so, but I don't actually know. Yeah, 360. I have no experience with modded 360s. I don't really know. But that stuff's all over the place. You know, when companies went out of business, they sold all their dev kits on, you know, stuff ended up on eBay, a bunch of weird shit like that. Like stuff gets out all the time, right? So it's, you know, the dev kit thing is more of a fascination than anything else. Though I should check the hard drives on those debugs on the original Xbox debugs to see if there's anything weird on them. I haven't checked them since I got my hands on them. Because they were just in a closet somewhere collecting dust, so I just grabbed them all. But I think that's about it. I don't know. There's nothing too weird, really. The PSP one is kind of cool because it's, you know, a big weird box and all that. But generally, even that's not that cool. And then I've got, I don't know, like a bunch of, you know, I got the DJ Hero Renegade Edition. I got Rock Band 4 for, I guess, both PS4 and for Xbox One. I've got Rock Revolution, the ultimate drum game, the ultimate music game. Thanks, Konami. And then over here, I've got a bunch of other, just a bunch of fucking Rock Band instruments. I've got my Guitar Freaks guitars over here, which I really want to pull out and play some more Guitar Freaks. Do I have a keytar? Yeah, I have a keytar. I've got the Pro Bass around here somewhere. And yeah, I don't know. The rarest modern thing I have, it's probably that copy of Magical Chase, if that's modern. I would probably still call that modern. I don't know. It's pre-optical, so maybe not, but that is, the 150 button guitar. I have that thing. It's, ridiculous. I don't have the MIDI thing, like the super expensive, weird, MIDI thing. I'm going to pull stuff in so I can close the garage. There's a lot of shit out here. How many Steel Battalion controllers? I don't have any Steel Battalion controllers. I had one for a long time, and then someone wanted to use it, so I brought it back into the office, and then it stayed at the office, and I think someone else stole it. So probably fine. Anyway, I think I'm going to get going. We'll turn off the light. We'll do the important work here. Well, maybe if I turn off the other lights, will that look better? Ooh, fancy. Yeah, so I just got to find the time to make it all happen and get moving on it. So that's easier said than done, but well, I have to make it happen. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna head back inside. I got to do some cleanup in there before my wife and the kids get back from their morning excursion. And I should probably eat some breakfast now that I think about it, because I have not eaten today. I didn't realize it was almost already 11. But yeah. Okay, cool. Everybody have a good one. Be back tomorrow with the podcast, and should be good on Wednesday and Friday. I might have to start a little late on Wednesday and Friday due to some appointments and such in the morning, but maybe it'll end up being okay. They're pretty early appointments, so we'll see how that all goes. Anyway, take care of yourselves, everybody. I'll see you around. Bye.